Hi, everybody. This is Aaron Davinsky coming to you today from the holy city of Jerusalem. For those of you who just found out or who may not know, I retired from Chutzpah Chesed, from Breslov, Israel. I'm 68 years old. I want to spend my life learning, and it's time for me to start doing that. And so spending some time with my Rebbitzin. So this is what I'm going to do. So let me ask you a question. What is wrong with this world? It's a question I hear all the time from all walks of life, from all kinds of different people. What is wrong with this world? It's a good question, but it's the wrong question. When you ask what's wrong, you're talking about the fact that something needs to be taken down, something needs to be destroyed, something needs to be changed. And you know something? It's entirely possible that you're right about this, that there are things like that have to be done. But that cannot be where you start, because it puts you in a position where you've changed something, but you don't know exactly what you have to replace it. So let's try something different. Let's try for a more positive look at this, and let's say, what's right with this world? I know, sometimes it's hard to find things. But there are things that are definitely right with this world. And this is what we need to know. We need to know what these things are so we can build on them, so we can improve them, so we can make this world the world Hashem designed it to be. You know, this week's Parsha, for example, gives us a different type of view of life. It starts off talking about, can you believe it? Shabbat. Again, Shabbat. Shabbat. Rules, do this, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, do that. Shabbat. Okay, why do I say this? I'll tell you why. The rules are important. They give us what we need to know, how we need to live our lives. For example, on a generic basis, without having anything to do with Torah. And rules. You got to get up in the morning. You can't sleep all day and all night and all day and all night. This is not a life. This is depression. This is hiding. This is not a life. There are rules. You get up. You got to eat. You got to drink. These are rules. You got to do them. If you don't do them, you will perish. Okay, and then there are many other rules, just in generic terms. So, when you take that into view, I want you to take something else into view. Hashem has given us more rules. Again, they are not designed to make our lives miserable. They are designed to give us a joyous, loving, and fulfilling life. And that's why He gave them to us, because these will help us. The same as eating, drinking, waking up helps us in just a normal life. These help us to live the kind of life that we're supposed to live. Okay? So, these are important. But let's look at something else. Why does Shabbat come up so much? Shabbat. And this week again, Shabbat. Only not for us. For the land. Every 7 years, we need to let the land rest. Now, agriculturalists would tell you that's a great idea. It helps it build up its nutrients, makes it more available to raise the kind of crops you want to raise on it. That's true. But the Torah is not a book about agriculture. It's a book about changing us, the way we live, bring us closer to Hashem, live us a joy and fulfilling life that brings us closer to our Creator, to our Father in heaven. And so, what does all this talk about Shabbat have to do with everything? Well, let's take a look at it. What is Shabbat? Shabbat is a day of self-reflection. It's a day of reflection. It's a day of looking at the world we live in and saying, it's great. How do we live all week without Shabbat? Shabbat is so great. I know people who say a world without Shabbat is not much of a world at all, because it gives us that time to reflect, to enjoy our family, to enjoy our friends, to enjoy our learning, to enjoy. Our Father, the Creator of the universe, has let us know, I've given you rules. The rules are for your benefit. They're not for me. They're for you. I'm holy. I want you to be holy. So here's what you need to do. You need to follow the rules that I've given you, and if you do that, you'll have a joyous, loving, and fulfilling life. However, I want you to know that life is not just about rules and following them. It's about more than that. It's about enjoying your life. A life of enjoyment, a life of fulfillment. They go hand in glove. They're both important, and they are both there to give us what we need as human beings. How do I know this? Well, once again, we've talked about this before. We are made B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of God. What does he look like? Don't even say, don't even answer, because we're not allowed even to speculate what a physical appearance may or may not look like. So therefore, we have to figure that what that means is he created us in his image in the midot we have. If we love our children, he loves his, because he loves his children. If he wants us to enjoy our life, it's because he enjoys life. He enjoys seeing us enjoy ourselves. Let me ask you something. For those of you who have children, do you love watching your children have fun? Do you love it? Isn't it great? They laugh, they play. They're little. They don't even think about tomorrow, because until they're 12 or 13, there's no need for them to. They have today. They have the moment, and they live in that moment, and that moment is important to them. And if you don't think so, try to change that moment from what they want to what you want, and you'll see a significant amount of dissatisfaction from your child. Okay? And that's not what you want. You want happiness from your child. So what you do is you want to do things that will make them happy. Makes sense. You're the parent. Well, it equally makes as much sense that Hashem wants to do things to make his children happy. And he has 7.5 billion of them, so there's a lot of children he wants to make happy. Sometimes it's very hard to make some happy without making some unhappy. If you've ever watched children play, particularly small children, and they are grappling over a toy or an object they want to play with, the one who wins is very happy and smiling. The one who doesn't usually is crying or yelling or screaming or doing something to show their intense dissatisfaction with the outcome of the grappling of the object. Okay? So, we have to understand we're not children. However, a lot of the things that children have are ingrained in us. But we can't act like children. Children can do this. To the age of 12 or 13, there's no Yetzer Tov. There's a Yetzer Hara, which basically says, I want, gimme, I'll take. When we get to an older age, we have to change the way we look at our lives, because our lives can no longer live like that. We must look beyond the moment, the satisfaction of the moment. What goes on, it makes us happy for the next 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because we need to look at how will that affect us over the next 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, 20 years? How will that affect us? We need to look at that. That's what makes us adults as opposed to children. So, when we look at that, we can help ourselves get in a direction towards the kind of a life that we want to set. We need to plan. We need to plan. In every stage of our life, we need to plan. When we're younger, we need to plan for school and our education. As we get older, we need to plan for our career and where it's going to take us. As we get beyond that, to retirement years, and I'm probably going to write a book about this, called No Hurries, No Worries, No Stress, No Mess. It's because a lot of people go into retirement and have planned very well for their finances, but they haven't planned for anything else. Retirement should be just like anything else, a time of fulfillment, a time of happiness, a time of joy, a time of love, a time that we look forward to getting up every morning because it's special. Not a day where we get up in the morning and think, what are we going to do today? Maybe we'll just roll over and sleep a little bit more. We're not here to sleep a little bit more. We're here to live a joyous, fulfilling life, a life that brings us closer to Hashem, a life of joy, a life of joy, a life of joy. This is what our Creator wants for us. Let's make Him happy. Like our kids make us happy when we see them full of joy. Let's do the things we need to do to keep our lives joyous. Let's do what we need to do in celebrating Shabbat, whether it's Shabbat for the land or Shabbat for ourselves. It's designed to make us happy and bring us closer to Hashem. I'm going to be posting these every week, my friends, even though I'm not at the yeshiva anymore. I'll be posting them on my Facebook page, which is Aharon Dubinsky. I'm going to be posting them again also on YouTube. So feel free to watch. Let me know any comments you might have. And for those of you who I was counseling before, or for those of you who may want counseling, or may know but somebody who needs counseling, I retired from the yeshiva. I did not retire from life. So I'm still doing some counseling. I'm also going to be doing some trips to America for shiurim. So if you have a group that you think would appreciate hearing a little bit more about fulfillment in their lives, a little bit more about the life at Breslev, a little bit more about the life working for Rav Shalom and Rabbi Lezer Brody, whom I worked for 8 years as Rav Brody's gabbai, let me know. Contact me and we'll take it from there. And if there's a way of doing it, we'll make it happen. Be well, my friends. Shavua Tov. All the best. God bless.